Hey, Amy, Chris here, Berkshire Hathaway. Hope you are doing well. Let me share my screen with you because I want to go over a few things with you. Share screen. Yes, they want you to share this one. So my hope is that you can just download this on your phone so you can see me up in that corner, my beautiful face over there. All right. It's kind of interesting looking at yourself. It's like, oh, I haven't taken a shower, not shower, haven't gotten a haircut in a long time. So anyway, hopefully it's working well for you. Uh, Hopefully you're doing well with the quarantine. Hopefully your family's safe. Hopefully you find someone that can cut your hair. I know I haven't. So, but I think people's right here is what most people are concerned about is, are we moving into another 2008? And the answer is no, and it's no definitively, and here's why. So first of all, even though in all of the economic crashes, as you can see here, during the mortgage crisis, so 2007, 2008, 2009, which were the only years that homes depreciated, well, we have the NASDAQ or the S&P 500 went down 51%. So just because the stock market doesn't, the real estate market and the stock market don't work in parallel. So they don't follow each other. They kind of do what they want. But here's one interesting thing that led up to that. What we're looking at is 6 months prior, or sorry, 6 years prior appreciation rates for homes. As we can see here, the appreciation rate was significantly higher for from 2002 or from 2000 to 2005. Like, we have not seen that level, that bubbling effect has not happened. So there's not, in some regards, there's no bubble to pop in a sense. Again, another interesting thing is the availability to acquire a mortgage in the 2000s, early 2000s, was very easy. And this is the availability mortgage index. It comes from the National Association of Bankers. And as you can see here, based on this index, it is significantly harder to get a mortgage. So we don't have as many people who aren't qualified for mortgages purchasing homes. So that is one area. The other thing we want to talk about is how much equity people have in their houses. So this is cash out refis. The total cash out refis in the early 2000s was 82 800 and $824 billion, big number. Now it's 232. So in a sense, it's 4 times less. Pretty interesting, pretty good to know. People have not used their houses like personal piggy banks. So we won't see that rapid deflation because, one, we don't have a bubble. Two, people aren't basically overdrafting on their house. And then 53% of all the homeowners in America actually own their house. They have more than 50% equity in their house. So pretty damn good, which means the majority of people aren't going to throw their house away like they did in the early 2000s. I also want to make a quick statement here. People's incomes are different. They're actually better than they were. I know a lot of people don't agree with you or agree with that statement, but 25% of the income that everyone got went straight to paying off a mortgage. Now it's 14% of their income goes to paying off a mortgage. So we had a 10% increase, which means people basically have more room in their budget to pay for their house. The thing we will have to worry about is job losses, okay? So we're at 7 million job losses. Here's how the breakdown goes. So about 60% of those are food, drinking places, bars, that sort of thing. Many of those will reopen when the time comes. Childcare is going to come back. Healthcare workers, dentists, chiropractors, all those are going to end up coming back. We're going to see some hit. We will. There's no way around it. We will see some, but I did want to show you this graph. This is unemployment here, and this is the amount of houses that are sold. So they don't work together. They don't run in parallel. People think they do, but they don't. And then I want to show you this last thing here at the bottom. And this was very helpful for me to take a look at. Basically, this is the unemployment rate during the Great Depression, during the Great Recession, and now where we are currently. So currently we are at 15% unemployment. So this also includes temporary layoffs, but this also includes teenagers. So people whom we're not going to purchase a house anyway. So temporary workers, teenagers, temporary layoffs, that's what goes into 15%. But if we look, it was 25% during the Great Depression, and it was only 10% during the Great Recession in 2000s. So again, we're at 15%, and many of those people are going to go back to work. And the estimation that from Goldman Sachs and basically every single economist out there is estimating that by 2001 we'll be at 8%, 6 to 8% in unemployment, which is pretty good, and that number is going to continue to go down. So that's the environment that we're working in. Now let's talk specifically about Battle Creek. So here is some numbers for Battle Creek. Here's how many houses went under contract, month to date, number of written contracts. So I don't know, but I mean, 100 and at the end of the day, it was 150. It looks like that's the amount of days on market. And then we have months. Sorry, I'm just making sure I'm giving you the good information. So this is the amount of contracts written in March between last year and this year. And as you can see, there are 70 houses written, or 70 properties went underneath contract. So that means someone actually signed a document saying that they wanted to buy that house, and they started their pre-approval or their pre-approved buyers, and they started their loan process. So almost 70. And then in March, because of the, as you can see here, the 16th is when it went down. We went down. We didn't really do many, and then we bam. So now then we're at 41. So in April, what we're looking at is hovering around 19 in comparison to 80. So Battle Creek has took a bigger hit than Kalamazoo. Kalamazoo's kept about 50% of their strength. You guys kept about 25% of your strength as far as the Battle Creek area goes. So we're not looking terrible here. It is still very doable. I don't know what this is, month to date, number written contracts, April. So we're still low. Again, it's not out of the question. It's just about, we literally we got about 25% of the strength left. So not impossible. It's not zero. And I think this is what most people assume, that it's impossible for them to sell their house. It is not impossible. As a matter of fact, it's likely. It's 25% likely. So it just means it might take a little bit longer. So what I do want to I want to look directly at your house though. So this was the house that you guys had listed for $253,000. I was on the market. It looks like it expired. So it was on the market about a year before it came off the market. Here's how many houses that are currently for sale in your school district, Penfield School District. 19 houses. See what I want to show you. All right, I don't know why it should be showing up in blue here. Maybe it will in a minute. But out of all the sales that happened, it was 51 sales that have happened from year to date. So from now, 12 months from now, this time last year, 2019 of April 4/20, there were 150 sales that happened, houses that have closed. So that makes roughly 12.5 houses per month sell. That's the average. If we look at what's happening now, as far as pending goes, there's 11 pendings currently in Penfield School District. 11. So we're very close to where we were now. But if we count from after, if we count from, where are we at? From March 16th to current date, there are 3 houses that went pending. And so I'm assuming that we should see about every 30 days, 3 houses that are on the market will go pending. That's probably what's going to happen. And the question needs to be is, how do we get your house to be one of the 3 that sell next month? I think it's doable. And there's a few ways that we can do this. I don't have forms for this, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit more in depth. Let me unshare my screen. unshare, reshare. Pause, share, that work? Resume. I don't know if you guys can see me or not. I don't really know what's going on your guys' end. New share, nope. Unshare. It should, I'm not sure if you guys can see everything on the screen or you can just see my face. Anyway, so sorry, I'm getting distracted. Getting texts and stuff. So how we establish, so at the end of the day, what we have to do is get someone to say yes to your house before they see it. And how we do that is establish trust in your home. So any inspections you have, all the improvements you have, we're going to want to see all of those, and we're going to want to put those online so they're readily available. Pictures, videos are key. We have people that can edit the videos or the pictures that you take. Unfortunately, I am unable to actually physically go there and take the pictures myself, I'm unable to send a photographer. Now that may change in 10 days, I don't know. And so at the end of the day, after looking at everything that we have, we'd also get stories, any testimonials you have about the house, any of your neighbors' testimonials about the neighborhood. Basically, what we do is the same reason why someone would buy something on Amazon, even though they have never seen it, order it, and have it shipped to their house is the same techniques we are going to use for having someone say yes to purchasing your house. We can deploy all the same methods. Now, another kicker, and this is very important to understand, is that once someone decides to write an offer on your property, when they do a home inspection, which is within 10 days of that buyer can do a home inspection, they can walk through with the home inspector. Okay? So at the end of the day, many things about the real estate market is the exact same. The only difference is people can't physically see the property. And right now, we're a little economically challenged. But at the end of the day, I do not believe that if selling the house is something you guys have wanted to do and you still want to do, it doesn't necessarily benefit you to wait. So that's the quick video. I'd like to give you some more information. I want to run through some specific details on pricing for your house. So I think we should talk maybe through text. I hope your throat gets better and your strep goes away. All right, we'll talk soon. Oh, now I can see everything. Fascinating. I don't know why that happened.